The freer you want to be, the more rules you must follow. It sounds like a contradiction, even a prison sentence in disguise. After all, when people imagine freedom, they think of no rules, no restrictions, and no one telling them what to do. But here's the truth that every Stoic philosopher, seasoned warrior, and high-achieving individual knows. Unrestrained freedom is chaos, and chaos eventually becomes a cage. The Stoics and warriors across history understood that discipline, the deliberate imposition of rules upon yourself, is the very thing that makes true freedom possible. Without it, you may have temporary bursts of pleasure or movement, but you'll lack control over where you're actually going. Think of it like a sword in its sheath. Without discipline, the blade swings wildly, uncontrolled, dangerous, exhausting. With discipline, the blade is wielded only when needed, precisely and without waste. The restraint is not a limitation. It's what makes the strike effective. The Stoic view, the internal fortress. Epictetus, born into slavery, found his freedom not by overthrowing his masters, but by mastering himself. No man is free who is not master of himself, he said, a truth carved from hardship. He couldn't control where he lived or what work he was given. He couldn't change the fact that he was owned by another human being, but he could control his thoughts, his reactions, his habits. That mastery meant no one could own his mind. Even in chains, he possessed something most free men had already lost: sovereignty over himself. For the Stoics, freedom was never about the removal of all constraints. It was about choosing your constraints wisely. By setting rules for yourself that align with your values, you prevent the world from imposing far harsher rules upon you. The warrior's proof, Musashi's life of restraint. Miyamoto Musashi, undefeated in over 60 duels, didn't win simply because of skill with a blade. He won because his entire life was engineered around sharpening that skill. He lived with extreme self-imposed rules. No luxuries, no excess possessions, no wasted movements. He would sleep on hard floors, eat simple food, and avoid anything that could make him soft. Why? Because in his eyes, every comfort you allow yourself comes with a hidden cost. The more you indulge, the harder it becomes to act decisively when discomfort or danger appears. Musashi's restraint was his armor. It meant that when he did act, he acted without hesitation or weakness. He was already living on the edge, so the edge never caught him off guard. The modern misunderstanding. Today we've been sold a fake version of freedom. Do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's attractive because it's easy. But what most people don't realize is that this so-called freedom is often a trap. Do whatever you want with your money, and you'll end up in debt, forced to work for years just to pay off the interest. Do whatever you want with your time, and you'll fill it with distractions, until you wake up wondering why nothing meaningful got done. Do whatever you want with your health, and your body will make the rules for you when it starts breaking down. True freedom is the opposite. It's self-imposed structure that gives you the ability to act without hesitation when opportunity or challenge arrives. It's saying no to what is trivial so you can say yes to what is essential. The discipline paradox explained. The paradox is this: the more rules you set for yourself, the fewer rules the world can force upon you. If you control your spending, you're not ruled by debt. If you control your impulses, you're not ruled by temptation. If you control your time, you're not ruled by the demands of others. Self-control doesn't shrink your life, it expands it. A man who has mastered his habits can take risks others can't. He can quit a toxic job because his finances are in order. He can walk away from a bad deal because his ego doesn't need the win. He can train his body consistently because he has command over his schedule. This is why the Stoics, the samurai, the Spartans, and every high-performing individual throughout history have lived by codes, not because they enjoyed limitation, but because those limitations were the scaffolding for their victories. Your first glimpse of the path. Before we dive into the practical application in the next parts, I want you to consider this. Every yes you say is really a no to something else. Every time you spend an hour scrolling on your phone, you've said no to an hour you could have spent building your body, your business, or your mind. Every time you give in to a craving, you've said no to the discipline that could have built your resilience. When you understand this, really understand it, you'll start to see restraint not as a punishment, but as an investment. Every discipline choice is a seed, and seeds, by their nature, don't look like much at first, but given enough time they grow into something unshakable. The freer you want to be, the more rules you must follow. The more you crave freedom, the more you must master restraint. And when you finally learn to command yourself in this way, you'll realize the paradox isn't a contradiction at all. It's the only way to live. Now let's examine practical ways to start building freedom through deliberate restraint. 1. Financial restraint, controlling the gate to your future. Most people's financial problems don't come from one catastrophic mistake. They come from thousands of tiny leaks. An extra $15 here, a $50 upgrade there, an unused subscription that renews every month without notice. The problem isn't that they can't make more money, it's that they can't keep the money they already have. Restraint in spending isn't about living like a monk. It's about making every dollar obey your priorities instead of your impulses. Here's how to structure it. Step 1. The 3-bucket system. Divide every dollar you make into 3 categories. Essentials: rent, mortgage, utilities, food, transportation. Growth, investments, skill building, education. Freedom fund, cash reserves, and future opportunity capital. This last bucket is critical. It's not fun money, and it's not retirement savings. It's the war chest you use to seize opportunities others can't. The down payment on a property, the seed money for a business, or the ability to walk away from a toxic job without fear. Step 2. Lock in a baseline lifestyle. Set a personal standard of living and keep it there for at least 3 years, even if your income increases. If you make more money, expand your growth and freedom fund buckets instead of buying a bigger house or upgrading your car. Step 3. Learn the 24-hour rule. Before any unplanned purchase over a certain amount, set your threshold: $50, $100, $200. Force yourself to wait 24 hours before deciding. This kills emotional spending and turns impulse into intention. Why this creates freedom? When you know your bills are covered, your investments are growing, and your freedom fund is building, you stop making decisions from fear. You can quit a job, take a risk, or say no to an offer because you're not financially trapped. That's freedom. 2. Time restraint, guarding the hours that matter. If money is a gate to your future, time is the road. Most people's road is so full of potholes, distractions, low-value tasks, meaningless obligations, that they never get anywhere worth going. Restraint in how you spend your hours is the most underrated skill for building real freedom. Step 1. Audit your week. Write down every single thing you do for 7 days. Include work, social media, errands, exercise, conversations, even zoning out in front of a screen. At the end, mark which activities actually move you toward your goals, financial, physical, or personal, and which don't. Most people are shocked to find that 40 to 60% of their time is wasted or handed over to other people's priorities. Step 2. Create hard boundaries for distraction. Digital boundaries. Remove social media apps from your phone or limit them to specific time windows. Work boundaries. Stop answering non-urgent work emails outside set hours. Personal boundaries. Say no to invitations, projects, or favors that don't align with your priorities. The secret here is to recognize that every yes to someone else is a no to your own goals. Step 3. Establish protected focus blocks. Reserve at least 90 minutes a day for deep, uninterrupted work or personal development. During this time, no calls, no notifications, no multitasking. If you can protect 90 minutes a day for a year, you'll put in over 540 focused hours, the equivalent of more than 13 full 40-hour work weeks, toward the things that matter most to you. That kind of concentrated effort compounds in ways casual effort never will. Why this creates freedom? When your hours are yours, you can use them to learn skills, build a business, train your body, or spend time with people who matter most. You stop being reactive and start building a life by design. The paradox? By saying no to most things, you create the space to say yes to what's actually worth your time. Where this ties back to the discipline paradox. Both financial restraint and time restraint seem restrictive at first. They involve limits, rules, and saying no often. But the person who controls their money and time has leverage. They can act without hesitation because they're not weighed down by debt, dependency, or constant busyness. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want in the moment. Freedom is being able to act decisively in the moments that matter most. And that's only possible if you've built the discipline to prepare for them. 3. Physical mastery, training the body as a tool for freedom. You can't talk about freedom without talking about the body. If your body is weak, sick, or unreliable, your options shrink. You can have all the money and time in the world, but without health and strength, you're limited in where you can go and what you can do. The paradox here is simple. Physical discipline, the daily grind of training, eating well, and recovering properly, looks like restriction, but it's what gives you the energy, endurance, and capability to seize opportunities when they appear. Step 1. Make strength non-negotiable. You don't need to train like a professional athlete, but you do need a baseline level of strength that allows you to carry, climb, move, and endure. This means resistance training at least 3 days a week. The goal isn't vanity, it's capability. Strong legs mean you can hike anywhere. A strong back means you can handle unexpected loads. Strong hands mean you can work, fight, or help without failing physically. Step 2. Prioritize energy over exhaustion. Too many people think fitness means pushing to absolute burnout every session. The real key to lasting physical discipline is leaving each workout energized, not depleted. This allows you to train consistently without constant injuries or burnout, which means you'll be capable year-round, not just for a few weeks. Step 3. Build movement into your life. Don't rely only on workouts. Walk more, take stairs, carry your groceries. Your daily habits should keep you mobile and ready for action without needing a perfect environment. Step 4. Treat food as fuel discipline. With food isn't about eating bland meals forever. It's about making sure what you eat supports your performance, mental clarity, and recovery. That means enough protein, plenty of vegetables, and avoiding the processed garbage that kills your energy. When you have control over your body, you gain freedom most people don't think about until it's too late. You can travel anywhere without worrying about fatigue, handle emergencies without hesitation, and say yes to experiences others can't because their body simply won't cooperate. 4. Mental control, owning the inner world. If physical mastery frees you in the external world, mental control frees you internally. You can't be truly free if your emotions, impulses, or fears are running the show. You might have the skill, the time, and the resources, but if you panic under pressure or quit when things get hard, you'll never fully use them. Restraint here means not letting every emotion turn into an action. It means having the ability to feel anger, fear, or desire without letting those feelings dictate your moves. Step 1. The pause before action. Before reacting to anything, a rude comment, bad news, a sudden setback, create a habit of waiting at least 10 seconds. Take a breath. This gives your rational mind time to engage instead of letting your emotional mind pull the trigger. Over time, this becomes instinct. Step 2. Control the inputs. Your mental state is shaped by what you feed it. If you consume a constant stream of outrage, drama, or mindless distraction, you'll be in a constant state of agitation or passivity. Apply restraint by limiting exposure to low-value content and replacing it with material that builds knowledge, perspective, and resilience. Step 3. Rehearse stress. Don't wait for a crisis to test your composure. Use controlled stressors, cold showers, timed challenges, difficult conversations to build tolerance. This keeps your mind calm when others break down, which is often the edge you need to win under pressure. Step 4. End the day with a mental reset. Before bed, write down 3 wins from the day and 1 thing you'll do better tomorrow. This clears your head, focuses your attention, and ends the day in control instead of with random mental noise. When your mind is disciplined, you're immune to manipulation, less likely to be thrown off course by temporary chaos, and far more capable of acting with precision in moments when others act blindly. Conclusion. Restraint is the ultimate key to power. Freedom isn't found in doing whatever you feel like in the moment. That's not freedom. That's slavery to impulse. True freedom is the ability to act when it matters, to hold steady when others break, and to pursue the opportunities that align with your highest goals, without being blocked by fear, debt, weakness, or distraction. Restraint in money gives you the resources to move without begging for permission. Restraint in time keeps your schedule clear for the things that matter most. Restraint in physical discipline means your body can keep up with your ambitions. Restraint in mental control means you act from clarity, not chaos. Each of these is a form of self-imposed limitation, but together they create a life with more possibilities, not fewer. The freer you want to be, the more rules you must follow. Not the world's rules, but the rules you set for yourself and refuse to break. And that's the paradox. In mastering yourself through discipline, you become the rare person who is not only ready for the moment when it arrives, but free enough to take it.